Hey guys, what's going on? Oathkeeper here, and today we are doing a mini cast for our Hyper Voice podcast. So this is going to be officially episode 2, even despite it being a mini cast. So we got the usual crew here. We got GW, Greninja Warrior,
What's up, Ninja Warrior? This that's a new
and
voice.
yeah, we got Spatial Rendezvous.
Hey guys, I'm Spatial Rendezvous, the only known ninja stand in existence.
And we have Zerovis, who is technically not even a voice anymore, but we're allowing him in because he's just that cool of a dude.
Hey guys, Nervous. Thanks for having me back despite the change in rank there.
Yep, Zerovis got promoted to driver not that long ago, so congrats to him. But let's just jump right into what we're going to be doing here. So this is a mini cast. It's not going to be as long as definitely won't be as long as the as it normally would be. About we should be doing this for maybe about 20-25 minutes. Shouldn't take very long. But yeah, let's just jump right into it. So we got a new DLC as of yesterday, Isle of Armor. And among it, about 100 plus mons and about a dozen new moves, give or take. But yeah, a lot of old mons returning. Some of them good, some of them it's like why Game Freak, you know. But Spatial, I'll start with you. What are some of the more notable mons that are returning, especially to never used?
Well, the main one that sticks out for me is Kangaskhan. I mean, Kangaskhan is Kangaskhan for anybody who's I believe Kangaskhan was Enu in Oras, if I'm not mistaken. And I think we all generally know how good Kangaskhan is. Great stats, scrappy, stab, fake out, just all the makings of a good mon.
Yeah, it's I mean, I have a lot of experience with Kangaskhan myself. I played Sun and Moon PU, and it was pretty much PU throughout the whole gen, as far as I know. And yeah, I mean, Silk Scarf, you got Fake Out, you got Double Edge, you got EQ. I mean, it's really got a nice move pool, and there's really not a whole lot that can stand up to it. I mean, not even Steel or Rock types. It's got ways to beat that. But yeah, Zero, what about you?
Yeah, so far for me, the really interesting stuff that I got to test out a bit today was a lot of the NFE mods that we're probably going to end up having with official usage after the next month, but that'll remain to be seen. I don't know if any higher tiers will be interested in them, but namely I'm speaking about Scyther, Magneton, and Porygon 2. In my opinion, Porygon 2 is going to get the axe real soon because I don't think it's really NU material. It's definitely UU material in my mind with those stats. But as far as Scyther and Magneton go, they've been pretty fun so far. So
Yeah,
I'm interested to see how they shape up.
yeah, Porygon 2 just definitely. I mean, you give it that EVLA. It's bulky beyond belief, and yeah, I really don't see it sticking around for very long. I mean, whether it stays in RU or not, I mean that remains to be seen. But yeah, I can agree with you on it being a UU mon. I want to say it was there last gen as well. Correct me if I'm wrong. Um, but yeah, Porygon 2 definitely nice, definitely bulky, definitely annoying.
Yeah,
Magneton.
spatial. You mentioned Kangaskhan. So as far as the evolved Pokemon, they're all going to be starting in OU, like the some of the other like when home launched, similar to that. But from what I know, like they're actually doing the drops a little different in the sense that if their usage is low enough, they're just going to go straight to that given tier. So, do you guys think that Kangaskhan after this month will actually end up NU or higher? Because it is obviously starting in OU like the rest of the fully evolved mons that we're getting.
I would.
And you can only drop down one tier at once, right? So we have to wait like 3 months.
No,
No,
so
it's
it's working differently than that now. They realize that would probably be bad for this many mons,
Right.
because like both said, it's like 140 or something. So what they're doing is they're actually doing like more of a percentage than that. Like if they're under a certain percentage in OU, then they'll go straight past UU. They'll go right to RU, and then if they're lower than that, they'll go to NU. Kind of like, I don't know what the exact percentages are. But
I do. And I mean, I don't have the percentages, but I have the, like the fractional equivalents. So, so the standard 4.52% will go to UU, and then 1/15th of that will go to RU, 1/30 and 1/30th will go to NU, and then 1/60th will go to PU. And
nice.
I don't want to say it's just, for the usage, all the way from here up until June 30th, but I mean, it's at the very least that. I'm not sure if it's, it's just this time around or if they're going to continue doing it.
Yeah, it's hard to say. I mean, they'll probably do the same thing for Crown Tundra too.
Yeah, I would imagine.
But, I'm happy that they're doing it that way.
Yeah, and then going back to some of the like Magneton and Scyther. Yeah, Scyther just, it definitely got even a little bit better from last gen, which it was also Sun and Moon PU. It gets boots, it can get EV Light, but boots is probably definitely the better item here. It can forego that extra bulk to easily switch in on rocks, and it can pivot. And it's got access to one of the new moves that you guys can see on the screen here, dual wing beat. GW, how about you? Give us your thoughts on that new move, dual wing beat.
It seems really cool because each hit does like 40 base power damage, right? So not only is it stronger than like the wing attack and aerial ace, it also like people who use like Ursula HO, for example, more hesitant to use it because you can just straight up knock it out and deny the stealth rock or the attack.
Actually, I did that today, exactly that, with a adamant, it's actually Jolly, and it only had 8 attack IVs. Like, it's a normal spread, 248 HP, 8 attack, and then max speed Jolly, and each hit of wing beat did exactly 50% to Ursula. So that tactic does work without even a boost. Both, as far as like the boots versus EVO, I think that's definitely a 2 camps debate right now. Like, I think there's definitely people split on it. I myself am an EVO person just because with like 344 HP and almost 300 in both defenses, like as long as you can play around rocks, that bulk goes a long way, especially with some key resistances, namely a 4 times to fighting, right? So like you can switch this guy. If rocks aren't up, you can switch this guy into close combats like all day. It's amazing. He gets roofs too to heal up, and then he can set up on mons like that are locked into a fighting move or something like that. So
yeah, I agree. Yeah, I agree completely. But yeah, you're absolutely right. Two different trains of thought. It's basically, do you want the extra bulk and risk coming in on rocks or do you want to forego that bulk and come in on rocks whenever the heck you want and not have to worry about it.
Of course, and honestly, there's also value in that those sets typically run 3 attacks in Swords Dance. So like instead of roots, the boots set will have something like Brick Break, which can really come in handy. Maybe get something like Togue on the switch.
Oh yeah, sure.
So it's hard to say. They're really both good sets. I think Scyther's honestly gonna be used quite a bit as the month goes on.
Yeah, I don't think it's, overpowering enough to rise, and I don't think it's bad enough to fall. So I think NU is a good home for it, in my opinion. What do you guys think?
Well, it's hard to say given the way things are now, because as everybody's trying to kind of mentally prepare themselves for the new DLC months going to their assorted tiers once July rolls around. But I'm thinking that maybe we could potentially see Scyther in a RU maybe. I think it could stay NU, but you just never know.
Right. Yeah. I mean, we're only 1 day in, so yeah, it's too early to tell. But yeah, I agree.
Yeah, my only thought with it maybe being RU is that there's a couple mons that come to mind right off the hop that are used quite a bit and just like completely wall. Namely Colossal and like to a lesser degree Charizard. Like obviously Charizard's still gonna take some damage from dual wing beat, but like gonna cook it in return if it survives. And then yeah, Colossal is just like full out sponge in that to
Plus,
I don't know. Both. How often is Colossal used anyway right now? And are you?
Well, let's just put it this way: it's not going to get used a whole lot anymore, because of another new move on here, which we'll get into in a bit. But I mean, it was actually gaining some slight, and I really use that word loosely, slight popularity because I mean it can blanket check all the fires that the tier had,
Yeah.
but
I mean, I can think of other quick examples too, like Rhydon, obviously, now an RU staple since it left NU, and it pretty much shuts down any non-fighting move variants of that Scyther. So.
right. Oh, and yeah, a couple of other mons that Zero, I think you were mentioning, Magneton. It's. I mean, you can run like a few things on that. You can run Scarf. You can run Specs. You can run. I mean, I'm not sure if anybody would run Eviolite, but I mean, you could. But I mean, Specs and Scarf seem to be the better choice of item. Sadly,
Yeah, me.
yeah, I was gonna say sadly it
Or
doesn't.
me myself, I've actually been using Evio on it, but the way I was using it today, I was just like basically scouting for a togue that was going to lock into either Zing Zap or Iron Head, and then just basically trapping it and killing it with Resk Talk.
That sounds evil.
It worked so good though, and honestly, like as long as you can play around ground, like it does have pretty decent stats with Eviolite. Its HP is sort of lackluster, but defense is good and special defense is okay. And then, like you said, it does have pretty decent special attack off the hop. So
Yeah,
I was actually thinking of using that Magneton set. I was like, theorizing it, but I haven't actually gotten much into play so far for the DLC. Yeah, I can definitely trap Toki and just kill that.
yeah, it's fun.
And
I mean, sadly, I wish you could say the same thing. I mean, well, I mean, couldn't you technically, in theory, do the same thing with Ferroseed, or no?
I mean, yeah, totally. Why not? I mean, it obviously can burn you and try and leech seed, but as long as you can rest up appropriately, I think you can probably even PP stall it out if you need to.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, yeah, absolutely. And then wasn't there a third mod that we were talking? I mean, Scyther. Oh yeah, Porygon 2. Never mind. We already went over it. And then let's see. What should we go into next here? I guess we could just move right into the moves here. Some of these good. Some of them it's like don't know too much about you, so I'm not. It's like so I'm not going to use you, what have you. I think the one big move out of all of these, aside from dual wing beat, has to be flip turn. If you guys agree.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean,
Yeah.
it's been said before that U-turn is arguably the best move in all of Pokemon, and so
But
for
yeah,
a small shaving of base power, like you're getting the same thing as water type. That's pretty crazy.
correct. Yes. So that's exactly what flip turn is. It's the water type equivalent of U-turn and with 10 less base power, but definitely does the same. Does the same thing. Just hits. Doesn't hit as hard. Some notable mons that got it: Vaporeon, Basculin, even Starmie. I mean, obviously these aren't NU mons, but Basculin could easily come up to NU because of it. What do you guys think?
Yeah, Yeah, funny you should mention Basculin because that's actually one of the things that's kind of on the table in PU right now to be considered for a council vote, if I recall correctly.
Oh my.
And like, yeah, like with flip turn, choice band set just got so much better because they don't really. I mean, it can just pivot out on anything that tries to switch in and take a liquidation or whatever, and
Like Gorgeist.
that's really good. Yeah. And there's also like a Marini, since although you do usually carry a Psychic Fangs for that, but it just eases prediction a lot since the only thing that's really going to be stopping you is Palpitoad.
Oh yeah, water absorb. Yeah, that's like the one thing that stops, a flip turn is water absorb.
Mhm.
Sadly, but I mean, yeah, definitely. No, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, yeah, it really is such a big pickup for it because that goes, like Spatial said, that goes from losing your momentum and having to hard switch out in most cases to basically keeping it and being able to bring in your answer to their answer, so to speak.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think he probably has a good chance of coming up here.
Yeah, and let's see what. So rising voltage seems pretty good. Can take the place of like Thunderbolt, I suppose. If you're, I mean, for something like Raichu A. I mean, Raichu A is an RU, and it could easily see more usage on electric terrain teams in using this move. Doubles in power, and then you factor in stab. So I mean, that's kind of gonna make it more impossible to stop. Like what else? What else do we have that's NU worthy ish? I mean, I get Scorching Sands, perhaps. I mean, Scorching Sands is pretty nice.
I don't know if Sandaconda is going to actually end up running it in the long run, but I believe it does get Scorching Stands. It obviously does less than Earthquake, but you can fish for burns on like Eldegoss. You fish for them on Wishy Washy. I think that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My thing with Scorching Sands is that running it and Glare on the same set is just kind of redundant, and I feel like Glare would probably be a better option in most cases.
Right. So yeah, you're basically choosing whether to burn or paralyze when you should just probably stick to one.
Let's take a look here. I'm just gonna do a quick search for others who can learn it.
Yeah. Notable NU mons perhaps.
Oh my God, I don't know if this is. I know. So I was talking to Rhydon Philip earlier today, and there are some coding errors. Like for example, terrain pulse. We can get into in a little bit. Indeedee is supposed to have that, and it apparently doesn't. IndeedeeF anyway doesn't get it right now, and I think that is an error. But right now I'm seeing that Flareon can learn Scorching Sands.
Oh Lord.
Which is pretty interesting. I mean,
that's just not fair.
It had been for a better move pool, and that's definitely something.
I mean, as a player of RU, and the fact that Ninetales got it, that's just not fair. That's not fair at all. I mean, you switch into something. I mean, you just switch in. You bring in your Ninetales switch in, and all of a sudden, oops, it's gone.
What? Charizard got it?
Yes, Charizard got it too. Yes.
That's gonna destroy Salazzle.
Oh my God! Yeah.
That's gonna be a third.
So see,
Colossal got it too.
And this is exactly what I was saying earlier about some mons, your Colossal, instantly losing its credibility now because like something like Ninetales, which otherwise can't hit it, can now, and for 4 times effective damage.
And so another one I can see now too, and Spatial, you could probably speak to this a little more too, is a couple PU guys got it, namely Heatmore, who actually has a decent special attack stat to be using.
Oh yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah, Scorching Sands is actually huge for Heatmore because it hates Marini, and now it just clicks Scorching Sand against Marini, and that's a dead Marini.
And correct me if I'm wrong, but Marini is more Phys Def, isn't it?
Yeah, the special defense is basically an onset.
So big time for Marini.
Wow.
Yeah, and
Oh, that's
yeah,
something.
yeah, and my Brava also got it too, which, I mean, it's basically the equivalent of a defensive mon getting scald, which is, I mean, that's
That's just
amazing.
not fair.
Yeah,
And then
and
Hippowdon got it. Hippowdon got it. Like, seriously. Now we're gonna need to deal with Hippowdon, but with Scald. Imagine that.
Oh my gosh.
actually, that means I can throw it on Hippopotamus for my ZU team.
Yes, you can. Yes, you can. So,
Wait, hold on. Does it even get it? Oh, it does. Oh no.
So,
Sam.
so for you viewers, you're hearing it now. Scorching Sands is going to be huge in the competitive scene. Absolutely, very good in the competitive scene.
Yeah.
So moving on to a move that we just briefly touched on, dual wing beat. Scyther gets it. So it's. I mean, I don't want to say it's good on every mon that gets it, but I mean, Scyther's just like one notable, mon that it works well with, thanks to its technician ability. Can you guys think of any others, or does Scyther seem like the only one that sticks out?
Ninjask.
Yes.
You see the Ninjask, now it can actually afford to run heavy-duty boots, because before it had to run acrobatics found item to have any chance of its flying stab doing any damage, but now you can actually comfortably run heavy-duty boots and just slap on dual wing beat, and that's absurdly good for Ninjask.
So I think Ninjask might see, a little bit of a rise in NU, perhaps, with, knowing that.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to say. Like, I know Rabia was saying that maybe that's not enough power over or versus acrobatics still to be justifying throwing the boots on, but I sort of was leaning more towards what Spatial is saying, is that like it is more it is a boost in power compared to aerial ace enough that like, because that's the thing that people weren't running before, because that was the option, was if you wanted to use boots then you'd have to use aerial ace, but now it's a boost basically. It's definitely more power. It's not as powerful as acrobatics, but it's something, right? And so to have boots on a mon that loses half its health when it comes in like that, like it's valuable, and it's different with Scyther. Like running Eviolite, you get insane bulk to use alongside it, right? But with Ninjask, it's either you run no item and you're gonna take damage, but that's the cost of dealing more damage, or now maybe you can deal adequate damage still, but still have insane protection from that hazard that really cripples you're using it. So
Yeah.
I don't know.
Then next move, I actually think we can all agree on is the most broken of the moves, Expanding Force. And the one who abuses this the most, and that is Indeedee, both forms. As far as I know, I think you guys touched on this earlier, it wasn't working for, I want to say, the male version, or I'm not sure if it works with female, but...
No, yeah, it was female. That was my mistake. I said Terrain Pulse, but you're right, it was Expanding Force that I was thinking of.
Okay.
And man, like we were doing the math on this move, and it gets some serious power from...
So why don't you... why don't you introduce us to a... I think I actually saw somebody using the male version in RU, and they had Specs and DD going up against a Chansey, and it did like 46%.
Yeah, I mean, I have the calc up here, so I will plug that stuff in if you guys want to.
I mean, that's just
get your thoughts on it.
That is absolutely ridiculous, considering Chansey's like specially fat. I mean, so basically what it does is, with a psychic terrain up, and bear in mind that Indeedee sets its own psychic terrain, it increases psychic type moves power, and you're factoring in specs, you're factoring in the terrain. I mean, you're just doing so much damage. It's a broken move for Indeedee.
Dang. Well, apparently right now the usual calc doesn't have the new moves in it.
Yeah,
So maybe we should
even
just do a quick test battle here. If someone wants to queue up a Blissey or Chansey or whatever.
yeah,
Here, I got you, fam.
Yeah,
Okay.
and I'll go into this battle. Let me see, so the viewers can see for themselves here.
Yeah,
All right, so
S-
well, I mean, to be fair, most I think most Chansey. Hold on, what was I gonna say? Let me look at Chansey's set. I noticed something about Chansey that I'm forgetting.
what?
the
Eviolite?
I mean, well, I mean,
Yeah, there's Eviolite, and then here, let me look at the Sun and Moon. Yeah, most Chansey are max Fizz def, in fact, to kind of take those light physical hits just a bit better.
yeah.
Yeah,
All right.
makes sense.
Yeah, here
Yes.
I'll make it the standard Fizz def for fairness.
All right. So you guys
And
are
what should we run here? Do we want to just see the full potential? Do we want to run modest specs?
Well, I mean,
Uh,
run timid specs. That's the normal set.
The normal. Okay,
Yeah.
yeah, let's do it.
Yeah.
All right, so for reference, yeah. All right, just for all right now.
Just waiting for you guys to get into the battle.
Okay.
All right, here I'm gonna bring a focus punch Chansey. Yeah, that'll totally work.
Challenge.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you should be
I'll
scared
just-
when a big old fat blob is about to focus punch you.
Or I could run a dynamic. Or I could run a dynamic punch because I'm a mad lad.
Don't be a jerk. Don't be a jerk.
All right, yeah, I'll just use focus punch. I'm not that much of a lad.
Still waiting on the battle.
Alright.
Guys.
Okay, all right, there we go. Hold on, it's loading. It's okay.
And yeah, it's waiting for it. Waiting for it. Okay, here
The
we go.
ultimate show. The
Ah!
ultimate showdown of multiple deaths.
My apologies for the sound. There we go. Okay, much better. Sorry, I completely forgot I had the volume all the way up. Okay, here we go.
Yeah, so now when I mouse over expanding force here, it shows 104 base power, like the 1.3 times from terrain. But what it's not showing us is that expanding force built in also boosts its power by 1.5 times if psychic terrain is up. So I
Which
think
it
we're,
is.
what, the 156 base power then?
And then you're counting in specs, you're counting in stab.
Vex and stab not included, so let's see here.
Let's see the
let's see it.
prowess.
What?
That did
What?
34
Hang on.
freaking percent.
Hang on. Wait, unless I did this wrong. Wait. No, I'm Viz Def, so what gives?
Why, was it supposed to be more than that?
Wait, what did the calc say?
Well, we couldn't calc it because
Oh,
the moves
that's
are not in there yet.
Right, yeah, they don't have the
wait.
moves and the mechanics in there yet.
I thought somebody was saying like it did like more like 40 something in the high 40s or something. Unless I was mistaken.
That's what I saw, but I mean, again, I can't, bring that, in.
I mean, then again, like, we don't 100% know if everything's working correctly. It's just day one, right? So,
Right.
like, it could actually not be including the boost correctly. Let's redo this, and I'll use Psychic just to see the comparison.
Right.
All right, I'll fork. All right, then just change it up to psychic, and we'll do.
Yeah.
Here, you can just challenge an OU now because psychic works normally.
Oh, right. Yeah,
Actually,
okay.
here, I'll just do it.
Oh. It's asking me to use my normal OU team.
Oh, same battle. Gosh darn it, guys, close your windows. making me think it's a different battle. Okay, there it is.
Wonder who will win.
All right. Uh,
All right.
good luck, have fun. I'm about to have a
Just
bad
kidding.
time.
Just kidding. Get wrecked.
Oh,
I'm
okay. So I think it does work. That's psychic, which is calculated at 117 base power with rain. That was only 23% damage, and we saw 34 from expanding force. So maybe it is working, and the chance is just a boss. I mean, that makes sense to me.
Yeah. I mean, Chansey's got ridiculous special defense, and the EV Light just makes it that much better.
Yeah,
But-
and
It's not so much the special defense, it is just that monstrous HP.
Oh, that too. Yeah, that too. Yeah, my bad. That's right. It's got I guess you could call it a perfect HP stat, 255.
insane.
And let's see. And then I want to throw this out there simply for the fact that it's there. But Meteor Beam would be good if it wasn't a 2-turn attack. Anybody agree?
They really did Meteor Beam dirty, I gotta say.
If it wasn't a
Well,
2-turn attack, it would be so good.
So my thing is, I'm sure that they could be finding a use with it with Power Herb, right? Like if you say I assume that Lunatone gets it. So say you run Lunatone with it with a Power Herb, then just blast that off first turn, get your special attack boost, and then boom. I mean, I agree though. Like it sucks that you can only use it that Power Herb turn and have to charge it, but
That's just the Game Freak kind of messed up there, but it is what it is.
Yeah, just the main issue is that there are basically very few special attacking rock types, and there are even fewer special attacking rock types within that category that would actually like Meteor Beam over like Power Gem.
Right. All right.
yeah.
Now the next move that I want to touch on, I think, is one that we can all get behind. I like it myself, and it's appropriately named Poltergeist, and it's a ghost type move. So, physical attacking ghosts like Delmice, Golurk, and heck, even Dusk Noir, they are really gonna love using this thing. The only
Absolutely.
the only drawback to it being that if the target does not have an item, then it don't work. But I mean that's just like one flaw you can just overlook because let's face it, most mons carry an item.
Should we? I haven't actually seen it in practice yet, but should we see how much these moves can do to Koffag?
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, yeah.
Here,
Go Golurk, Banded Golurk or something.
Yeah. I'll bring a Golurk, Life Orb maybe, just for reference.
Yeah, bring Life for Golurk and bring a choice banded Gorgai Small, and I'll bring 2 Koffags because I think if we run a custom game, that should be allowed. So.
Yeah. All right. Choice man.
And while they're setting that up, GW, what do you What are your thoughts on this move? I mean, there's only like one flaw to it, but it's an overlookable flaw, don't you think?
I think it's absurd because I saw a calc where the guys easily 2 kills from fan, which is absurd.
That is absurd.
You don't even really need to run Rockside anymore. Easily 2 kills Kofag. At least it should. I actually saw someone using item list Eldegoss recently. That way you counteract the Poltergeist and make it fail. So we might see that a bit more often with the no item.
Ooh.
Yeah, GW. I know you were pretty excited about Gorgeist getting a bit of a good treatment from the June shift, and now it gets this. Like, I assume
yeah, for sure.
And then, so I mean, so basically any ghost type that physical ghost type that uses it. I mean, it's what base 165 because when you factor in stab. So I mean, that's just like that's like knocking on the door of Z move power right there. Because I mean, I think Z moves cap out at what 200 base power or something like that.
Yeah, somewhere around there.
Yeah. So I mean,
is that before stab though?
165 is width.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, 165 base power with stab. That is with stab. Because 110.
All right, so just one question for. Oh, sorry. Go on.
No, it wasn't important. Go ahead. What's up?
All right, so I've literally never touched Golurk. So does it usually like Jolly or Adamant?
Adamant.
All right, Adamant it is. All right, Adamant Life Orb, Golurk, Poltergeist, and Choice Band, Max Attack, Jolly Nature, Gorgeist Small with the Poltergeist as well.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah,
Everything
sounds good.
Yeah, that's fine.
All right, I'm setting the challenge.
And I'm waiting for the challenge.
We're waiting.
Oh, it has
We're
to be.
waiting.
It has to be custom.
Ah. Alright, I hate custom games.
Well,
Darn
because then you can put Golurk and Gorgeist on the same team, and I'll just have a bunch of Convex for you to attack.
Let's see.
It's the Kofag army. Run for your lives!
Yo, straight up.
All right,
if this was allowed
man,
in
I gotta see this. I gotta see this. Hang on. Ah!
Oh, why
That
are
is
there 6 of them?
that is way that's way too many Kofag.
Is that not a nightmare if you've ever seen one? Or what?
Alright, well,
So just pick
go
your
get
poison.
Golurk.
Yeah, pick your poison special, and let's see how this bad boy works.
Alright, go get him. Go get him.
Oh!
That
What?
okay? That was life orb
Those are max
damage.
defense. Wait, those are max. That's max defense.
It is. Oh
my
I did not
goodness.
expect that much damage.
Oh my
God.
That almost took it out. That almost
Wow,
took
that's
the
disgusting.
coffin out.
That's more than. I'm pretty sure that's more than Dark Valley does with the unboosted multi attack.
Guys, I'm just gonna ask, ban Golurk.
Well, I mean, it already got banned from PU, so another ban probably wouldn't hurt it.
And then, oh my
It's used for
gosh.
rejection.
And that's max HP, max defense, and life orb max attack. Goodness gracious!
Is there any chance it opens?
Here, let's see if it's a roll. Yeah, let's check if it's a roll.
Yeah.
Go again.
If you
on
OHKO,
my PC.
if you one hit
Okay.
KO here.
That's legendary, man. If you one hit KO Coffin. Oh, no.
Okay, so
it's a roll.
so that had to have been a roll. Yeah.
So the first you got there was 98.4, and then that last one was 90.3. So I'm wondering if the 98 was the higher end of the roll. I'm not sure.
It's looking like a KO after Stealth Rock. That's the main thing I'm getting from this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Okay, let's see what Gorgeist can do here.
Bandit,
Alright, so
is
it's
this
less. Alright, it has a higher attack stat than Adamant Golurk because of the choice ban, but it doesn't have the effective life orb boost. So I think it's going to have worse damage output overall. But let's just.
Yeah, 25.
Yeah,
but I mean,
Right.
that's still good though. That's still really good.
Still
Yeah.
good, but man, what a pickup for Golurk. I can see Golurk coming back up to NU easy with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to be a real threat now.
Yeah. I mean, shoot, add in like a rock polish set on Golurk. Oh my god, you watch out.
Oh man.
I'll be nice and look off Bag Army here.
Actually, I want to see how much it does after an iron defense. Maybe just
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
Do you have
experimentation's sake.
Do you have another move
Um,
to use other than an attack?
Oh wait, no, I didn't think ahead.
He's banded, so he's stuck.
Wait,
Yeah.
oh, you're banded. What are your other moves, though? You can Dynamax because it's a custom game.
I only have Poltergeist.
Oh, damn it. Alright.
It's a one-hit one.
Alright, you're going down then.
Ah no! Oh, it missed anywhere.
So is it?
Yeah, I don't
so
know.
so it's.
I don't know how by getting that much bigger I'm in it. It should dodge it.
All right. So remember, guys, this is a mini cast. So moving on, we've seen the prowess of Poltergeist. I mean, Golurk practically takes down, a standard Cophagrigus right there. That was just dominant. So scale shot is definitely the it's the next move. So dragon types, physical dragon types, finally get their their 2 to 5 turn move. I don't really know of any mons that would want to use it or use it as a whole. But what do you guys think? Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Well,
exactly. My thoughts.
Yeah, let me pull up what gets it. Let's take a look here. So
What move is it?
Scale shot.
Scale shot.
I heard a little talk of Sandaconda running it on the coil set, but I'm still not sold.
It's taking up a valuable move slot.
Yeah, and they're like, what does it hit? I mean, dragon's only good against itself, so.
Yeah, I mean, really, it's just for the speed boost, I guess. But.
And I really don't like Sandaconda as a dedicated sweeper when we have things like Eldegoss running around, because taking out all those bulky grass and water types is just too tall an order.
Yeah. Okay.
And interestingly enough, Wishy-Washy gets it, of all things. Not going to have much use, but it's fun to think about.
Yeah, true. And then, let's see, we got Lash Out. So Lash Out works, so if you're, if any of your stats drop during the turn, then the move power is doubled to, 150 in this case? So, I mean, I guess I could see that working out, kind of well. I mean, I'm not sure if something like Pawniard would get it, but I mean, and just combine that with Defiant, I mean, that's just gonna, really hurt the Mon that dropped its stats, but I mean, it seems like it seems like an okay move.
Yeah, it's just a matter of how practical is it on most Mons, because, I mean, the speed boost is very nice, but you also have to consider that it's really only going to be run if you really are dedicating the Mon to a late game sweep, like, say, maybe like I'm looking through all the Mons that get it, maybe like on a Nasty Plot Hydreigon on an OU, because it's really a move that you don't carry if you're going to use it as a dedicated setup plan.
Right.
Actually, yeah, I mean, that's a good shout, but the thing with it is, like using that specific example, like, a Dragon is very dedicatedly special, and, like, that damage is negligible when if you want to do that, you could just run an agility and be, like, twice as fast instead of trying to do a piddle of damage to get one speed boost. So I don't know who really is going to make good use of that move. Like, it's hard to say. Like, I'm looking through too, and I really don't see the usability of it.
I mean, call me weird, but it just feels like you're fishing for the stat drops, and that's not something you ideally want to do.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you should never want to, say, yeah, come on, lower my attack, or come on, lower my speed. It's like, no, you don't want your stats lowered at all. I mean, Lash Out just it feels like it's a move where it's kind of like a happy accident kind of situation. It's like, oh, okay, yeah, this works.
Yeah, I don't know, pretty low base power too for what it is, I guess.
I mean, if it's me, I'll stick to Sucker Punch, knockoff, stuff like that. And then let's see, Steel Roller. Just let's face it, guys, it sucks. Power's good, accuracy. I mean, it always hits, but it only works if a terrain is up. That's the only time it works.
Some of this stuff just seems like double stuff mostly,
Yeah.
especially since doubles is the only place where Dynamax is allowed, and Dynamax can actually set terrain.
Right.
So I think I don't see any really practical use for it in singles, but maybe in doubles it'll be a thing.
Mm-hmm. And then
I mean, it's always a funny option. Like, I guess if you really have absolutely nothing to run, maybe it's a funny option like Scarf Togedemaru or something. But I can never see it getting any serious use.
Yeah, I hear that. And then last move, I actually find this one kind of neat, but at the same time, eh. Misty Explosion. I guess it's basically the fairy equivalent, almost the fairy equivalent of like Healing Wish without the healing. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
I guess it could kind of get your your team momentum, but it's like, is it worth the risk? Is it worth the slot? You know what I mean? You're better off just using Healing Wish if that's the case.
It just like what fairy even wants this? That's my thing.
Because like any fairy is valuable. Let's put it that way.
Well, yeah, I mean that one is very clearly like geared towards your doubles or even I don't even know if triples are in the game anymore, but yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of a bummer. But I guess and what's even funnier is it's a special move, whereas self-destruct and explosion are both physicals. So, just the fact that they made it special just kind of seems, it's like, are you sure about this, Game Freak? Look at its normal type equivalents. Do you think this is right?
Yeah, I saw a really funny calc earlier. I think on a Galarian Weezing, an uninvested in Explosion does more than a fully special attack invested Misty Explosion.
Yeah, interesting. And
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay, and I actually wanted to throw in one more move because for some reason we didn't get to it. Grassy Glide. There's one mon that I know that can really take advantage of that, and that's Rillaboom. But it's already got a powerful Wood Hammer. I guess you could run that as like a fourth move, perhaps.
Well, I think what that'll do is maybe because like obviously the main use for Rillaboom that I've seen is as a nice, a decently powerful Scarfer, but this might shift it to maybe using Band a bit more because it can get away with losing the power of Wood Hammer to kind of have that priority when need be, and then obviously if you're hitting typically things that you're hitting with grass, like it's a weakness like that's exploitable, so that probably should do the trick anyway.
Yeah. And I guess if Rillaboom gets it, then if we're using Thwacky and NU, then I guess it gets it as well. So, but with Thwacky you got to be a little more cautious. It's weaker and all that. So.
What about Triple Axle? We haven't touched on that one. That's an interesting one. It's the ice move that it's like basically triple kick, but
in ice form. Yeah.
Yeah, it increases in power slightly.
Yeah. So power increases with each successful hit. So what is it, like 20, 46? I don't know, but I just feel like the other physical ice moves, Ice Punch, Icicle Crash, stuff like that, just kind of seems better in my opinion. If you compare it to like Triple Kick, there's far better fighting moves, Close Combat, Drain Punch.
Yeah, the only thing I think worth mentioning is that if you do land all your hits, I guess it ends up being as powerful. Actually, it ends up being technically a more powerful ice move than is available to anything. It ends up being 120 base power. But at the same time, I even saw Dual Wing Beat miss in some games earlier today, which broke my heart. But 90 accuracy is 0, as you guys know, in Pokemon Showdown. So
fun fact.
And the thing is, each hit has a separate accuracy check, if I recall correctly. So you have an even higher chance of whiffing one of your attacks.
Yeah.
Yeah. Seems more gimmicky than anything, I guess.
The only thing I can actually see it being used realistically on is Technician Hitmontop and like PU or something, because with Technician, that's actually a fairly powerful ice type move to get rid of Gorgeist or whatever.
Actually, it is. Now that I think about it.
Does anything with Technician actually get it?
Just triple. Let me see.
Yes,
Triple
yes.
Axle.
Oh,
Cinchino.
Cinchino, no way. That's going to be huge for Cinchino.
Well, yeah, for
Does
skill. Well, I mean, Chinchino. I mean, it's a three. It's a three move. It's a three hit move. I mean, it's even with skill link. I mean, it's gonna hit every time.
Well, that's why I'm saying that. Like, I think Skill Link would be better than Technician, and you just run because the normal Cinchino runs Skill Link with Rock Blast, Hail, Slap, which already does a shit ton to anything that doesn't resist it, and then Bullet Seed. So you can add that fourth coverage move in there, like a super
But-
strong ice move. Like, I think that's actually huge. For
But
the
the
little
thing,
road.
but its lingering problem still exists. It can't hit steals.
That's true. Yeah, that is true.
It can't hit. It can't hit steals even if it tried. You know.
I guess Hitmontop gets it too. I mean, that makes sense considering it's a triple move, but
For flying types, I guess. Yeah. And Geist.
yeah.
And then one last move I wanted to touch on, Burning Jealousy, works really well for, potential SD sweepers. So basically what happens is any mon that has their stats boosted during the turn gets a burn. So a setup sweeper can just easily go from, just that to completely irrelevant. What are your GW? We haven't heard from you in a while. What do you think?
Alright, so Burning Jealousy. Well, what gets it again?
I was gonna say what are some notable mons?
So notable ones for NU, Cursula actually gets it, which is pretty amazing considering it has like a massive special attack stat and also is pretty susceptible to getting taken out from like a physical hit.
Ooh.
Skuntang, Persian Alola, Flareon, oh god.
Flareon's getting some new toys.
Yeah, in PU Heatmore gets it, which is pretty cool. Thievul, interesting. Thievul gets it.
Oh lord.
uh,
But yeah,
Alright.
but yeah. So I mean, the big takeaway is that SD sweepers can easily just be crippled right away.
Yeah, sounds pretty cool.
Yeah, it is.
yeah,
Do
it just.
that.
Sorry, go on.
Alright, so apparently Piper gets it. Maybe he can lure Pharaoh Seed. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if knockoff. I'm not sure if knockoff and Burning Jealousy would kill Pharaoh Seed. That could be something. Maybe.
Yeah, well, I mean, you could probably just KO with Burning Jealousy even without knockoff, couldn't you?
It's just a special move. I don't know how good its special attack is.
Yeah.
Actually, Lightbar's base special attack isn't bad. That's 88. So
That's pretty
even
good.
unboosted, it should KO unless they're like a. Actually, no, I don't even think Spadef Pharaoh Seed lives that.
I mean, yeah, Pharisee doesn't like living fire moves, so let me see here. We could probably like mock calc this by using a different
just like
fire move.
Just
Just give it
make base
flamethrower
70.
and adjust it.
Yeah, base 70 power. That's the thing you can adjust move power.
Okay, so on a Jolly, it would be usually Lipart's Jolly, right?
Yeah, I would. Yeah, definitely.
Okay, Pharaoh Seed, defensive. So actually, no, this guy is much less than I thought. It's 42 to 50%,
Wow.
and that's not even Spadef Pharaoh Seed. That's defensive. So it would have to be coming from something, I guess, with actual decent special attack stat.
Mm-hmm. But let's see here. So how about we close it out with an older mon that like one particular older old mon that with some new tricks up its sleeve. I would have to say mine would be Polyrath getting number 1 Drain Punch and number 2 Close Combat, given that its best physical fighting stab was, I believe, Brick Break, which was garbage. But yeah, the fact that Polyrath now gets drain punch in close combat, that definitely makes him much better than he's been in past gens. What about you guys? You got one mon in mind that definitely got better from I Love Armor.
I mean, yeah, since we're just going to any tier, like I'll comment on Polyrath. I've always been a fan of it, and I think, yeah, those are huge pickups for it. But one that I saw, like when I was looking at the data mine, that I thought was amazing was Zapdos getting Hurricane now, which for some reason it didn't get it before, and Moltres and Articuno both already had it.
Ooh.
And now it's going to be able to abuse that in rain like crazy. Like imagine a Zapdos with Thunder and Hurricane on a rain team. Like that's pretty scary.
That does sound scary. What about the other two?
The main one that stuck out for me is Nasty Plot Alakazam. And I think we all know just from looking at Alakazam's stats that's an absurdly powerful special attacker. The thing was, I think its best boosting move was like Calm Mind or something, and so it would usually just opt for being a straight attacker, especially since its special attack was so high as it is, and it didn't really have much use for the special defense boost because it's still really frail. But now with Nasty Plot, you just click Nasty Plot and suddenly virtually nothing is safe against you.
Yep, you're pretty much. It's like you better hope that something's faster than it and it can take it out.
Yeah, the only problem is that, like I said, Alakazam's really frail, but I don't think it'll be wanting. I don't think it'll be too wanting for setup opportunities, given how it just threatens so much.
Yeah. All right, GW. There's got to be one, mon with some new tricks that stands out for you.
And I think Poltergeist is the big one because before the only ghost stab that I got was Shadow Sneak, and even then I'm pretty sure Power Whip does like around the same, if not more, like other ghost types. And there's I knew already had an issue ghost types being powerful, just like every single tier, and now that it's even more so there, it's just really hard to deal with.
Yeah, because what were the other? Yeah, you said Shadow Sneak, and then you have Shadow Claw, you have Phantom Force, you had Shadow Punch. Nothing. All pale in comparison to Poltergeist. Phantom Force was a 2-turn attack, and the other moves just really lacked, physical attacking power. So yeah, Poltergeist definitely helped all these physical ghost types. And then let me throw in one more. How about Lycanroc Midday getting close combat, guys? Now it can appropriately hit steel types. Its best coverage was Drill Run, I believe, and while
is that regular Lycanroc or is that Dusk?
It's just regular. I already checked. Midnight and Dusk do not get it.
Yeah, I'm a huge fan of that form. I always thought that Accelerock was like such a cool move.
So now it's like Lycanroc has darn near perfect coverage right now. So, and that's good. But anyway, this was a mini cast. We don't want to make this too long. We're already just about an hour. Okay, so this wasn't a mini cast, guys. This was a regular one. So we'll definitely need to make sure the next minicast is indeed a minicast. But thanks for watching. Want to thank the three of you for being on, and we will see you in the next video whenever that may be. So until then, you guys have a great day. Bye bye.